to Beans and Breakdowns, a podcast dedicated to bridging the gap between specialty coffee and the heavy music community. On this episode, I'm joined by Kanu Egungbemi of the band Knife Wound. So grab a fresh cup of coffee and wake the fuck up! What's going on, Caffeinated crew? Today, joined by Kanu from Atlanta, from a bunch of bands. Today, we'll talk about Knife Wound, but I'm sure it will bleed over into other things. But how are you doing this morning?
Dude, I'm feeling good. This is like a coffee-based podcast, so this sucks, but it's coffee. It's the green Java Monster Energy Irish cream flavor. It tastes like a cappuccino machine, like the ones at like the Pilot. That's exactly what it tastes like. But I like those, so it's okay.
Yeah,
it's all right.
I like that you just went ahead and jumped in to be like, I'm here for the coffee, but I don't have it. I like that energy.
Yeah, like I was listening to some of the podcasts, and I was like, these motherfuckers are talking about coffee, and I was like, I drink Red Bull. I think coffee is sick and I drink it sometimes, but they're talking about like locations of beans. And I was like, I don't know where any beans come from. Mine are from the store.
I'd be curious to know which ones you were listening to, because some of them do get like pretty nerdy, but then there's some where it's like, yeah, I just like these beans are a year old and I just put them through my Mr. Coffee. And I'm like,
that's me.
Respect.
I think I was listening to the one with Lumpy at work yesterday, and then I think when he reached out, I think I listened to the Wisdom and Change one.
Oh yeah,
I was like, okay, that seems interesting. And then I think both of them, like, y'all were just talking about like coffee, and I'm like, I was like, I fuck with my Keurig. Sometimes I go to Starbucks, you know.
All right, I vibe with that. It's
yeah.
I have appreciation for the people that haven't like completely ruined their lives and budget with coffee. Luckily, I work for coffee, like a coffee roaster now, so I don't spend as much money. But
awesome.
It's like an expensive. It's like playing drums or music or something. You got a pair of sticks is $20. Heads is what, 15 to 30 each. So you're like each bag of coffee's expensive, but it's worth it, you know.
I feel that. I totally feel that.
I'm drinking something interesting. I think it's interesting.
Okay.
I was in Fredericton in New Brunswick, playing some shows recently, and they have a roaster called Milltown, and it's good. They have this one. It's called the Women of Colombia. It's like a micro lot that's all women produced by a farm. And it tastes like vanilla, peach, and like orange blossom.
Word.
Very, very light roast. Very good.
Yeah, that sounds mad good. It sounds really good.
It's tasty. They had it on like their batch drip when I went to the shop, and they just had the little bag sitting on top of the counter. I was like, do you have any more of these tiny? I like it as really, really little, so that I don't waste any coffee. Like I feel like I have to either give away coffee, or sometimes it unfortunately goes in the garbage if I can't use like the small amount that's left in it.
Yeah, I feel that.
So, but I'll be honest with you, I've been on a huge energy drink kick recently.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
Like you need it.
Like it's like I try to like in my like day-to-day life, I'm really trying to stay away from them, just because like I'll just drink them. Like they will become like water. Cause like on tour, like if I'm driving, like I'm just throwing Red Bulls. Like I'm throwing them, and I love them. They're great. They're so easy to just like throw them back. But I'm trying to chill, but I love them. Like, dude. And then I think they have it's like a rain that's a light flavor, and they're actually good. Like normally I'm like, rain's crazy. I think it was like some Life of Pain tour, and Madison was like, yo, you have to try this one. And I was like, why? I have Red Bull. And it was like 0 calories, zero sugar, zero ball, like whatever. And it didn't taste like bullshit. It actually was like pretty fire. And I was like, yo, this is kind of good.
My guitarist has been on Rain and he's been like, dude, you got to try it. They're really good. And I'm like, that's fine. The can scares me a little bit because
Yeah.
it's also a big can. Like, it's not like
Yeah.
the Red Bull's like nice and manageable.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on some Prime though.
Oh, so how do you feel about it? Like, do you enjoy prom? Like, genuinely?
Okay. I don't give a shit about Logan Paul. Like, I don't
Yeah.
care about KSI. I don't know who
Mhm.
any of the other people are that they make these cans with or anything. 0 calories. The flavor is really the flavor is really good. And then the ice pop or whatever, like the bomb pop, red, white, and blue can, it's good.
When it like first was coming out and it was like kind of like a hard thing to get, I remember seeing one at like a random gas station and I was like, fuck it, I'll try it. Cause like, like, I mean, I'm not like a big fan of like, you know, the whole like internet stuff, but at the same time, I think it's also cool that like two people who are like people could like make a drink that is now like kind of competing with like the corporate drinks. I think that's
Right.
kind of cool. And like, I think the advertising is kind of funny. I'm like, all right, some couple YouTubers made a drink, but then I tried it and I was like, this shit is disgusting. It tastes like a child like melted popsicles into some Gatorade. And I was like, dude, this is like the worst drink I've ever had. Like, this is supposed to go with like, dude, I was like, this is ass. But man, there's so many flavors. One of them has to be good. So maybe I just got the wrong one.
Are you talking? So did you get the energy like in the can, or did you get like the hydration
Like
drink?
the regular hydration drink.
Oh, okay. See, I haven't tried that shit.
Oh, you're talking about the energy. Okay. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
The hydration, the Gatorade thing is horrible.
I
Like
heard it's
it
nasty.
tastes like Kool-Aid powder in Gatorade. Like
Oh,
it's too sweet and real thick. Like it's the last thing I would want after working out.
the thickness is what would throw me off. Like, why is it
Yeah.
thick? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dense drink, but maybe the energy is better because yeah, the hydration is not in.
So I think it's in Quebec, because I live in Montreal.
Mhm.
The there's like a law I think where you can only sell energy drinks with a certain caffeine capacity.
Mhm.
And so most of them here are like 140 milligrams max. That's like
That's
every
it.
energy. Yeah, every energy drink is like 140 milligrams max. There is another convenience store next to like the venue that everybody plays at.
Mhm.
And I don't know how they're doing this. I don't know if they're smuggling. That could be the case, which is fine. I respect.
Yeah.
I picked up 2 cans because one was $6 and 2 cans was $6.90. And I was like, all right, cool. Like I'll get one for later. I drink one and then I'm almost done with it. And I look at the back. I'm like, oh, I can drink another one because it's only 140. And it was the 200 milligram.
You're buzzing.
Dude. So I was like, I was about to open the other one and start like just slowly drinking it. And when I saw it was 200, I was like, oh shit. Okay, let's not drink this other one. Like that's gonna give me a heart attack. So
Yeah. No, that's wild though. Like, dude, Canada, I mean, I don't know about that one. That like normally I'm Team Canada, but I don't know. That law kind of blows. You gotta cap my caffeine.
I'm Team Canada on most things, but there are some things that like my Georgia brain and heart misses.
Mhm.
And one of them is like cheer wine or like,
Yeah.
good sodas or like caffeine drinks that have the right amount of caffeine. Like it's like certain things. There's also,
Wait, you guys don't have well, I guess the Cheerwine makes sense because Cheerwine is kind of like it's in the southeast.
but like Dr.
Like,
Pepper tastes different.
really?
Yeah, because it's
Well,
made
yeah, because
here.
you can't put all like the chemicals and stuff. Like, yeah,
Exactly.
I
So
mean, damn.
it's like protecting people from themselves in a sense, I think. But part of
Mhm.
me is still a little bit like, well, why can't I just decide for myself if I want to hurt myself?
Yeah, honestly, like, yo, give me the full thing. Put all the 8 syllable words in my Dr. Pepper.
Give me all the red dye
Oh
40
yeah,
and
Red 40's banned in Canada? Nah,
I don't think it
absolutely
is.
not.
I don't know
Okay.
if it is. Maybe it is.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know. We do
that would
have
be the selling point.
we got that clear crush cream soda though. That stuff is good.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That's cool.
I don't know if you've had that.
No, I haven't. But is it only Canada or is it like
Yeah, it's
if I
only
like go
Canada.
to Michigan and hang out for a while, I'll see it.
They they might have it if you go to like the right gas station,
Yeah. Because like I know
but
some like sometimes they like bleed over if you like are close enough to a border.
honestly, I've never seen it outside of Canada. I didn't even know what it was until I moved here, and I was like, "What is Clear Crush? This is weird." And then it was good. It's fine.
No, that sounds fire. Because I like cream soda. I could fuck up a cream soda.
So, in terms of Java Monsters, since we're on this, you have a Java
Mm-hmm.
Monster. I
Mm-hmm.
used to love them. In terms of the flavors, is Irish cream the one you go towards, or do you like the mocha or the mean bean? Is there another one that you're like, that's my number one?
I think this is the second time I've ever had a Java Monster. I think the first time I had a Java Monster, I thought it was going to taste like Monster and coffee. And I was like, nah, this is just got to be psychotic. And so, like, I just got one and I was like, okay, this is different. But I mean, I give it like a solid, like, 2 out of 5. Like, it's not horrible. It's decent. I can finish it, but I got it because it looked cool and it's all right.
Yo, it does look cool. Like that, I
It's
keep
mad
looking
cool.
at
Yeah.
it. It's crazy.
Yeah. They went crazy on the designs. Like they are really in for it. But honestly, I should have just like went with my gut and just got a Red Bull or a Rain. But
Mm.
I was like, it's coffee. I'm gonna get something coffee themed. Because like I don't live near like an actual coffee shop. Like I just moved to Stone Mountain.
Oh
And like
shit.
where I'm at is like it's 10 minutes to get out of my neighborhood. I don't know why I live in the largest neighborhood in the country, but like it's a long drive just to get to like a gas station. And then I don't know of like a coffee shop. At least that's like worth a damn. There might be like a Starbucks nearby,
Mm-hmm.
but like I'm not really trying to get Starbucks. Like it's the coffee's whatever. And then like I don't know of like I'd have to like go into the city to like get like coffee shop coffee. So like I was like, fuck it, I'll just get like a something, just just to show I've like had a coffee before.
That's good.
I don't know.
I mean, you're gonna pay the same amount, if not like double what you paid for the Java Monster for a Starbucks coffee. That's not even the Java Monster is probably actually better, to be
Yeah,
fair.
I was like, and then like we're not supposed to be drinking the Starbucks right now because I think they're on team anti or they're against Palestine or whatever. They're funding Israel or something like that. So I don't know.
I just don't respect the capitalist the like I want to say capital, I'll say over capitalist like agenda of Starbucks
Oh
is
yeah,
not, I don't really vibe with it, putting
yeah.
like local coffee shops and coming in on their territory and stuff. It's not very cool.
Yeah, and I've like heard they're like not super great with their workers or whatever.
Mm-mm.
Like there's like people unionizing against Starbucks or whatever. I'm like, you need a union for coffee? Is that crazy?
Is that
I'm
crazy?
like, but hey, you know, that's capitalism for you.
It's true. It's Team Canada. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to say.
Yo, Team Canada. Yo, I'm trying to get to Canada so bad. I was like, yo, I was talking to guys, I was like, yo, we should do a Canada tour. And they're like, yeah, that's sick. And I was like, how many of y'all have passports? And they're like, none of us. It's like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? I was like, dude, get it together. I want to go, dude. Like,
What is
I
the
was like,
deal? What, like, this is crazy. None of my friends have passports from the States.
mm-hmm.
I do not understand. It's like the easiest thing to do. You
Yeah,
like go get a picture, you take it with your birth certificate to the DMV, and you just
mm-hmm.
go like, I need a passport. And then they're like, all right, $100, and then wait 4 weeks. That's it.
Yeah. I got mine like mad fast. Like, I got mine like 2 weeks because like, I think I got mine like, it was like right before like where I got mine refreshed right
Mhm.
before COVID or some shit like that. And they came back with it so fast. I was like, dude, that's insane. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I get it. It's a little expensive, but
Yeah.
like, I'm trying to go, dude. Like,
It's for
I'm
10
trying to go.
years.
Yeah, so I'm like, dude, it lasts forever. Like, let's go. Let's get our passports. Let's go to Canada. Let's go to Europe. Let's go.
Come to Canada. You don't do a Canadian tour. That's crazy.
Mhm.
Like you got to drive mad far.
Yeah.
Unless you do like Ontario, Quebec, and then there's like a long ass drive to go to like New Brunswick and Halifax and stuff like that.
Okay.
But because we just did that and we had to leave the day before the first show and drive like halfway just
Yeah.
to get like, yeah, it's crazy. But you can go up from like Maine and shit like that. So
Yeah.
if you do like New England into like Ohio and shit, you can just link and hit like the bigger cities.
Yeah. That's what we were thinking about doing like last year ish. Cause like we went up to New England and I was like doing the routing and I was like, what if we just didn't go back down? What if we went around? And I was like, actually, I don't know how possible that is because we don't have passports. And I
Yeah.
don't like know that many people in like that area of the world, but we can figure it out. But now I'm like, yo, let's let's do it. Let's go to Canada. I want to go to Canada, eat
Well, whenever
poutine
y'all
and do all that cool stuff.
poutine is sick. It's
Yeah.
so good. Um, I didn't learn to appreciate it until like a year or two after I started living here, and it's goaded. It's good.
But I want to actually try it because I think we played in Wisconsin and we were just like hit the locals up. We're like, yo, what's a good place? Like, what's the best place we can get like hot dogs and poutine or whatever? And they were like, here, there's a spot just for that. It's just hot dogs and just poutine. And we were like, sick. And we went there and everything tasted like water. We're like, this shit sucks. And then we found out we've had COVID for like 3 days and we can't fucking taste the food. So we had poutine, but we don't know what the fuck we were eating. It just was like, yo, this
Yo,
goddamn fries taste like water. That's
that's
crazy.
crazy.
But yeah, so we have to try it again.
Yeah, in the real spot because what poutine's not from Wisconsin.
No.
It's from
Yeah.
like, well, it's not from Montreal. It's from like Quebec. But yeah,
Okay. Yeah, no, we
like
have to do it.
it's good. Uh, yeah, there's like a bunch of weird shit up here. Honestly, I would say Ontario for food is a little
Mhm.
busted.
Okay.
Uh, and that's like a little shade to my Ontario friends that are gonna hear it.
Mhm.
Montreal's got like good food. Y'all
Okay.
are you're straight edge though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so never mind. Because there's just like if you like good beers and stuff, there's so many breweries here as well that are like very
Okay.
good. But yeah, I mean, I feel a little spoiled because I'm from like Savannah.
Hmm.
Savannah's got like three coffee shops and
Yeah.
like five good restaurants, maybe.
Yeah, but I think Savannah's so small though. It's like you're in and out of Savannah, like that. I think the last time I was in Savannah, I don't know. They might have a couple more coffee shops because like we played some coffee shop in Savannah that had like good tea and coffee.
Sentient Bean.
Sentient Bean, yeah, Sentient Bean was mad cool. Um, but yeah, I can imagine with like all like the art kids and stuff. There's got to
Yeah,
be some more now. Like,
the art kids.
I mean, it's an art town now. It's like there's SCAD, and then that's it.
That's it.
That's it. Like,
I tracked them like just slowly taking over like the all of downtown. It's crazy.
mm, yeah, I
Um,
mean, it's cool though. I mean, like, I don't know. I hear like the locals are like not stoked about it, so I guess it's not cool.
there's
But
like there's like pros and cons honestly because it brings in so much like business and stuff. And when school's
mm,
not in, the whole economy kind of dips a bit.
oh damn.
But also it's kind of like a money grab school where they just kind of
Mm.
like snatch up and then like sneaky gentrify the whole city.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've kind of heard is just like they're kind of like hitting a lot of like doing a lot of gentrification. I'm like, dude,
Mhm.
damn, it's kind of lame.
Yeah, I don't like that. I lived in Charleston for a bit, and Charleston's like the worst for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the worst for that. Like crazy.
like what is in Charleston that's like causing that? Like what is it that's bringing it?
Their city council has just like zero diversity.
Oh, word. So
It's
they're
all a bunch
just,
of
yeah.
like old white dudes.
Okay.
And they basically kind of made it like unaffordable for anyone to live in like the historic quote unquote area.
Mhm.
And so everyone moved out to either Mount Pleasant, which is like really expensive, or like
Mhm.
North Charleston, which they made North Charleston its own city so that it wouldn't affect like the zoning of
Yeah.
Charleston proper. So they've really, really like gerrymandered the fuck out of the city.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, because once they start hitting the zoning stuff and then they start changing, like they basically like cut people off from the actual city so that they can't like be a part of, the economy. It's
Yeah.
insane. Like, I
It's
don't know.
nuts. I
Yeah.
lived in Mount Pleasant, which was like I had a cheap enough apartment, but it was still like crazy expensive.
Mhm.
Like the taxes and stuff, it was like 20% like for like certain taxes and stuff that you had to pay. Like sales tax was super high. It was crazy. And you don't get anything. Like it's just rich people.
That blows.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
you take photos? You do
I
photography?
do. Yeah. Like I don't honestly I haven't been posting that much recently just because it's like I'm really the stuff I'm working on with it now is like I mean it's cool for me, but like I don't think the world would find it that interesting. Like I just now I do like advertising for like a shoe company in
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta. And like they're super awesome, super cool company. But like I just take pictures of like shoes and like I don't like hardcore dudes are gonna be like, why are there bad feet on your page? Like, what's going on? But nah, like yeah, I love photography. Like that was like kind of like a gateway for me to like get into more shows as like a kid, just because like I didn't have any money, and my mom was like, you can have $20 sometimes, and I was like, well, but there's like 5 shows, and I don't know how that's gonna work, so picked up a camera and was like, hey, I'll take pictures for your band if you can just let me in. And I was like 15, 16. And I used to like go shoot like all the metalcore bands that would come through town. And then after a while, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to just be a photographer.
So I might dox your photography name for a second. It's Lizard Lick, right?
Yeah. I'm so ready to change it. I like when I was 15, I was like, yo, that's a mad cool name. And then I became an adult and I was like, what was I thinking? Like, this is on business cards. That's crazy. That's insane.
So I have to ask, with the popularity of the show Lizard Lick Towing, how has that affected? Do you get DMs from people like that, like enjoy the show?
I think at one point I was doing interviews on like YouTube with like bands that would come in town and people would be like, what's with this name? Like, do you like the show or something? Or like is there I had never seen the show when I came up with the name. I didn't even know it was a thing. I just was in my brain one day. I was like, yo, that's a cool name. And then I watched the show and I was like, this is fucking hilarious. But now I'm in a pickle. So like I've just never changed it. But I will like at some point because like I want to like do more serious work. And I was like, yeah, that gamer tag ass handle is just not gonna work. Like it's I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty funny.
No, it's kind of fire though. It's like, why does like the whole time I'm like, I'm sure he knows. Like I'm sure he knows about the show and I'm sure it's been brought
Mhm.
up, but I have to know.
Yeah,
Like
the show was mad cool, but it was merely a coincidence. I was literally just 15, like, yo, I don't know why, but that sounds mad cool, and I'm gonna do that. And then I was like, that was so stupid.
so what got you into hardcore or I guess it would have been like more metalcore, but what kind of pushed you into the scene when you were 15, 16?
Um, Honestly, like I've always had like a taste for it. Like as a little kid, like I would just hear like rock music, pop punk music, or like I mean, even like some like metal and like hardcore. Like just playing video games as a kid, like everybody, I played Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and I was like, "Yo, this music is kind of cool. I don't really know what it is, but it's cool." And I'm like, I don't know, like I'd see like the Jonas Brothers on like Disney Channel and be like, "Yo, they're like they have guitars. What is that? Like that's kind of cool." But then like think eventually I got to like middle school and like I was like a big like radio rock dude, or I was like, this
Mm-hmm.
is all I know. This is all I can listen to on the radio. And some girl was like, yo, you should listen to like August Burns Red. And I was like, what is this? I was like, wow, metalcore. And then eventually, like, I think by the time I got to high school, I was like, yo, what's like this Expire band and what's this Trapped Under Ice band? They're like different and they mosh crazy. And like, I always loved moshing. Like, since I was like this big, I was just like, dude, moshing is sick. I want to go mosh at every show. And I'd go to like metalcore shows and like try and do all the stuff that like I'd see in like hardcore videos. And I was like, why does everybody hate me? Um, and then eventually I was like, maybe I'm not meant for like the big corporate metalcore world. I like, this Expire band and Turnstile and Trapped Under Ice. And I was like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just gonna like kind of deep dive into that world. And by the time I was like 16, 17, I was like, yo, hardcore is crazy. Like, I'm just gonna,
That's crazy. So
yeah.
were you around for like the Seven venue? Was that still was that like accessible
Um,
for you?
no, so I grew up, I guess like my like scene beginnings were in Maryland actually. So like
Oh,
I
okay.
graduated high school in Montgomery County, which is like it's like a kind of like a DC suburb. Um, and like I started going to like metalcore shows and like some hardcore gigs like out there, and then I was spent like a little bit of time in Baltimore, where like I kind of like started to like learn about like the hardcore, like what a hardcore scene is like
Okay.
there. And then I think I started college in like 2018, and I came to Atlanta, and then I started like going to shows here.
Okay. I
Mhm.
wasn't sure if you were like from Atlanta. That explains the Turnstile Trapped Under Ice connection.
Yeah. Cause like everybody was like, yo, like it was just like a buzz in Maryland. Cause
Mm-hmm.
it's like, it's like 2015, 2016. Like these bands are in like full force playing crazy gigs and they're
Yep.
from there. And so like it was just like a murmur always. I'm like, yo, Trapped. And I was like, what's that? The
What's
Metallica song? And I'm like, no, it's this cool band from like around the corner.
Metallica's coming to town?
There's Metallica. Like, yo, it's a sick band.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who else would have been in the Maryland scene. Because so in 2015, 2016, that was like around the time that I think Foundation was kind of about to break up as well. So like even
Yeah.
there were, I feel like every kind of state had that like staple band,
Mm.
and hardcore was crazy. But then I think, were you around? Did it ever take a dive like when you were around? Because moving, I think here in 2018, the scene was like dead.
Like you like it's like a dive in the scene, like the scene kind of like
Yeah, like
was
it
in a
just dipped out. Like pre-COVID, I feel like a lot of people were seeing that where it was like 20 people at every show.
I did honestly, I couldn't tell you because like I didn't care. Like I was like a kid and I was just excited to be at a show. Like the scene could have been like dead. I was like, yo, my mom's gonna drop me off at this gig, and if there's 10 people there, I'm mopping all of them. Like I don't care. I'm just happy to hear hardcore. I'm happy to hear breakdown. Like I would go to a show that like it could have been dead. Like now thinking about it, it's like, yeah, like I don't remember most of the bands that played that night or, whatever happened to them, but they plugged in. So I was like, I'm moshing. Like that's how I felt. So like, I feel like at least when I got to Atlanta is like when I really started like paying more attention to like the scene and like actually like talking to people. Cause like while I was like in like Maryland, like I like knew a few people, but like I don't think I would really consider myself like one of the kids in the scene. Like I was just
Right.
a kid that would show up to shows and just like mosh and then like never hear from them again. But like I feel like when I got to Atlanta, it was like at like a cool spot to start because like I think my first Atlanta show was like one of Abuse of Power's like final shows. And like I was like, okay, this is mad cool. Like, all right, it's like a different sounding band. This doesn't sound like a metalcore band. This is like a hardcore band. I was like,
Right.
all right, cool. And then like I think the pandemic happened and it was just like, all right, I'm just kind of staring at the wall. Pandemic ends and my buddy Jordan, he's in Spansurus and Deal With It. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna build a venue. And like that was like a summer project for him and like a lot of the kids in Atlanta, which I feel like really kind of like brought all of us together like during the pandemic and like toward the end of it. So like, we would all just like hang out at like this basically like a hangar and like, you know, we would all like pretend to help while we're just watching him paint shit and we're like throwing a baseball around, like beating each other around, like just being nuisances. And then that's like I feel like the scene really started to like grow from our pandemic. Was just like we had a couple bands play a brand new spot that was DIY, fully built by us. We had like I think Satisfied. Well, they're back now. I think we had like Living in Fear played, and like it was just like a good like starting point from like the pandemic. And then like I feel like Atlanta's just taken off since then. Like we have a lot of young kids that are like starting to come out. Like the scene is really on its way up. So like I'm excited for Atlanta. But like we're still working on it.
Yeah. Was the venue House of Disorder or was it what was the venue?
It's called the Doghouse. It was
Oh yeah, okay.
yeah, it was like literally like a hangar in our buddy's backyard, and it was huge. Like it was like you could fit an airplane in the motherfucker. So like we had two rooms. There was like a small room. You could just have like your regular like 100 cap, 50 cap shows, and they always were super sick because it was basically just like a long room. And then we had a big room where like big shows happened. Like the Show Me the Body played, Drain played there, Cruelty and like Year of the Knife played there. Like we had like good shows like in our backyard. And like I feel like our scene was like, yo, this is the coolest thing ever. And then like, the life cycle of venues and hardcore, I think somebody like some neighbor complained, oh, they're making noise. And then like some shit happened. I don't know, but like we'd like to have something like that again. It was mad cool. That was like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure it's like all ages. So you've got like people from all over coming out because they want to be able to see music. That's like the biggest issue I feel like for every large city. And people are surprised when you say you're from a big city and it has no all ages venues. But it's like people in big cities want to make money. They don't want to get in trouble with the police. And, you have to follow code, I feel like more so than like a small city.
Yeah, we've got so many of those of just all 21 venues.
That's all we have here. And we have like a few people trying to like make a big effort. Like we had an all ages show yesterday, but like that venue is only available like once every so often. So you kind of have to like plan months in advance and like try to promote it as much as you can. But every all ages show we have here is almost completely over capacity.
Awesome. Yeah, we have like a few all ages venues, but like they're so like they're awesome. Let me also just put that on. They are awesome, but I think there only can fit like 100 people in both of them. Like I think we have like a brewery that's really cool. We started having shows at that's like 70 cap. So like it's always full. It's awesome. Like it's always full. But like I think we're like what we're all like kind of hungry for in Atlanta is like a good medium all ages venue. And like I feel like we're all just like searching so hard to like either find a place or like, it's just like everybody wants to like do what Jordan did and like have another DIY spot like that just because like it was so sick for the scene. Like every show it was done by the scene. It was like there was no corporate shit. There was no like, oh, you have to follow these rules. It was like, dude, this is straight up what hardcore is. It is in a backyard hangar with the stage that was built by some kids hanging out and like rocking. Like it was awesome. And so like I feel like that's just like Atlanta gets a 100, 200 cap all ages venue, and it's gonna be insane. Like
who's running the masks now?
I don't know, some dorks. I have no idea. Like the masquerade is like you would think it's like the perfect venue, but like respectfully, they're just so out of touch with like what's going on and like actual music. Like it is just at this point, like just money. Like it's all corporate.
It used to be so good when it was in Fourth Ward. It was crazy.
Yeah, everybody's like, yo, the old Masquerade was like the greatest place. And like you see videos of like Foundation playing.
Yeah, the
And
last
it's like,
show
yo,
was
that looks
crazy.
mad cool.
Yeah.
Like the Masquerade is the lamest thing ever right now. Like it's just like, and they just got like a new space too. Like they like have like a fourth room, but like basically it's just like they bought space in the underground. It's this really like polished, gentrified venue. Like they're if you're a local, they don't put locals on unless they know that like they just don't put locals on shows. Like that's just like rarely a thing. And when they do, it's usually locals that don't match or don't really make
Yeah.
any sense. And they're gonna be like, hey, well, you should sell 50 tickets for us too. And
Oh
like, dude,
yeah,
that's
that's great.
so lame. Yeah, like, dude, no. And yeah, they're there's people who I know there that are cool, but like the thing is, an entity is lame. Like it's they're monopolizing music and like trying to like basically like buy place. Like they're trying to make the Masquerade like the Fillmore. Where they like
Mm.
buy other venues and like just become like an internet or not an international, but like a national venue chain. And it's all lame. Like
I can't believe like that's super, super well cringe. But then also
yeah,
like I just remember how legendary the Masquerade was. Like
yeah,
seeing all the videos, seeing the shows, they had the three rooms. Like they would have like small ass shows in hell
mm-hmm.
and like local shows. I had so many friends that played there. And then to know now that it's just like a symbol of like gentrification and basically boxing out locals, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
I
It's
wouldn't,
like it's nothing what it used to be.
that's
Like
crazy.
it's sad because it could be awesome. Like they
Right.
have really cool rooms and stuff. Like they just built like a small like another small room. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, but yeah, nobody's ever gonna play it. Like that's mad cool, but nobody's gonna play it. And if they ask us to play it, they're gonna ask for our money too. And I was like, well, I'm good.
I can't believe that it's still a pay to play. It's 2024 and people still doing pay to play. Like I thought we were past
Dude,
this.
I thought we were too. Like I thought like everybody kind of got the message that hey, you don't need to be pimped out to play a show. But I mean, some kids are still doing it, and I'm just
Yeah,
like, bro, like there's a bone that's supposed to be in your back that I guess you just like, bro, like stand
they don't
up,
have it. They don't have
lock
it.
in. Yeah, I was like, dude, lock in, man. Why are you paying them to play? That's crazy.
It's crazy. Like for exposure, quote unquote. I know like
Yeah,
you being a photographer, like I'm sure that you've had those offers where it's like, we'll pay you an exposure and which is the biggest piece of shit like
yeah,
offer ever. No, never, I don't know who needs to hear this. Never, ever, ever work for exposure. That's stupid.
yeah, because it's free. I was like, that's
Yeah.
not real.
It's bullshit.
Like even because like the things that like I've done for like oh yeah, no, this is a great opportunity for you to like be exposed to some people. The ones that are actually sick, they'll still give you money because you're a worker. Like,
Yep.
yeah,
And they
working
know the
for
value.
exposure is a scam. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Know the
But
value of your work and only work for people that know your value because
straight up.
that's the only way that you will succeed. Working for exposure is not real.
Yeah. And even in music, like, dude, there's so much value in local bands because like, yo, they're what's bringing people out. Like, unless
Yep.
you're like that big band, you're the Drains, the Endits, where like, yo, everybody's talking about you. Like, yo, locals make everything happen. Like, why shit on them? Why disrespect them? Why try and like waste their time with pay to play shows? Like, the Atlanta music scene in general could be mad. It could be even cooler if like at least corporate venues could respect local musicians,
Mm-hmm.
like just like or at least be in touch, like make it work. Like
Yeah.
yo, see what bands are happening in your area. Like don't just Google what is an Atlanta hardcore band and go and then you put some like 8 string garbage on like a hardcore show. Like what? No one wants that. Like anyway.
Damn. We got the soapbox out. We're up on like we got
This is why I'm bad at speaking. I just immediately, this is what needs to happen in the world. Put me on my side too. Yeah, I do this all the time and I hate it. But yeah,
I mean,
this is my
I feel
soapbox
you.
moment.
Like,
Yeah.
luckily here, that hasn't so much been a case. A lot of the guys that bring, the bigger bands
Mm-hmm.
and work with the venues are all kind of they communicate. There's maybe one
Mm-hmm.
promoter here that's not Like they'll try to book hardcore shows and not know what local bands are, so they call the same one every single time, even if it doesn't
Mhm.
fit, which is funny.
Yeah.
But like the most of the promoters do have pretty good like finger on the pulse of what's happening.
Mhm.
And if they don't, then they know people who do. So they'll reach out
Yeah.
and be like, "Hey, I've got this bill coming through. What do y'all think?" Which
Yeah.
is a better way to do it.
For sure. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
when did you start playing drums?
I like got my first kit when I was like in the fifth grade. Like my mom bought me like an e-kit for Christmas, which actually funny enough. So I wanted to start a band with my friends, like a rock band, and I wanted to play guitar. I never actually wanted to play drums. I was like, dude, playing guitar looks mad cool. And I was like, Mom, I want to start a band, and we all have zero instruments. Could you just buy instruments for us? Like these are the instruments that we would need. Uh, and my mom just heard that and was like, all right, he's gonna play the drums here. And she bought me a drum set. And I was like, awesome. My friend is really gonna appreciate that you bought him a drum set. And my mom was like, what's wrong with you? You're gonna play those drums. And I was like, I'm a guitar player, Mom. What are you talking about? And she's like, no, you're not. You're gonna play the drums. I was like, all right, cool. I play the drums, love the drums. Like I think I actually started like taking them like more serious. Like once I like started to get to adulthood, because like I've always
Mhm.
like had like an e-kit in the house that I just like fuck around with, but like I don't think I like started taking them like really seriously until like maybe like 2018, 2019. And like the pandemic, I was like, all right, I have nothing to do but play the drums.
Right.
So like that's kind of like when I really started to like take it serious. And then yeah, now nobody ever told me when I was a kid, hey, if you play drums, you're never gonna not be in a band. So
Literally.
yeah, it's awesome though. I fuck with it. I think drums are cool.
You have been playing seriously for like 4 years?
Yeah, honestly, like 4 or 5 years.
That's crazy.
Cause like I've just had it, so like I've always had a feel for them, but like I didn't actually like start like playing in bands or like start like trying to like get better.
Hmm.
It's yeah, just for a couple of years.
That's crazy. I I've seen a lot of drummers that kind of started in the pandemic or like right before the pandemic that started
Mm-hmm.
playing in bands. And like the more you play shows, obviously you watch other drummers and you get better and better and better. That's just it forces you, or else you just don't get called back. Um,
Yeah.
but like it is interesting to see like people's progression like over
Mm-hmm.
time where it's like that's not the best drummer, but I feel like if they practice more, it would be good. And then they just
Mm-hmm.
get like there's a band, they're my friends. I love them so much. Their first few sets, little rough, but it was like
Oh, I get it.
their first band. But now like they played an opening set recently on a show and I was just like, that this is good. Like this is really
Yeah.
good. So um I feel like as adults too, we kind of focus more when we want to play. Cause I started playing
Mm-hmm.
drums around the same time that you did, like as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like I pick it up, put it down, and
Yeah.
get distracted and I want to play guitar. Like, but yeah, as soon as you focus in on it with your adult brain, you know, cheat code.
No, I feel that for sure. Yeah, like pretty much once I like got like a loud like actual drum set with like because I had an acoustic kit, I was
Yeah.
all right, I gotta lock in. I gotta like actually like figure this stuff out.
Yeah,
So
as
like,
soon as you crank that snare and feel how like good it feels to just hit it,
oh, it's awesome.
it's over.
Cause like, yeah, having like, cause I grew up living in like apartments and stuff. And so
Mhm.
like, I could never do that. Like I had an e-kit like all the time. And I was like, this just doesn't feel, it's just not as fun. Cause
Yeah.
like, it's not even like the new, like crazy e-kits that have like the dynamics and the fucking mesh. I had like a regular, like plain Elysis, just like rubber pads. Like,
Yeah.
and it was just like, yeah, this just feels like I'm playing rock band. Like, it's okay. Like, I can make a beat. I can like jam out to a song. I got like drum set. I was like, I'm gonna go crazy. Like, this is awesome. Like, dude, I can fuck up my neighbor's afternoon and just fucking all afternoon. Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah. I miss having a kid in my house because living in apartments like in the city is so different.
Mm,
Um, I could probably get away with it for a short amount of time, and then people would be like, "That's a no go." So,
yeah.
but yeah, I miss having a drum kit. but then your parents kind of hate it because then you jam at the house. That's like your house is the jam spot.
Yep. Yeah. Your house becomes the practice spot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I
Rent
feel
free.
that for sure. Yeah. Everybody's there. Dude, like the last house I was in was mad fun because it was me and Kenny who plays and Deal With It and First Day Out. And like we all had like or Deal With It, or I'm sorry, it used to be called First Day Out. It's called Deal With It. It's in a band called Cirrus.
Okay.
But he also was in a bunch of other bands and I was in a bunch of bands. So like our house was just like a frat house for musicians where like every day, like 6 people come in and have a practice and there's beer all over the damn living room and we clean it up. And 2 days later, there's 3 more practices where every band in Atlanta is in our living room. And it was just like, yo, like, this is funny. Like, we're never going to have like a regular, like, fucking plant on the table living room. There's always going to be beer and Chinese food all over the fucking living room because we have practice all day, every day. Because everybody in the house has like 6 bands and it's just like a fucking in and out. Like, but it was cool. That was like a fun living situation.
Wait, so Deal With It was First Day Out.
Yes, yeah. I'm
Okay.
like looking
Okay.
at a sticker on my table and like I was like, yeah, he's in a band called First Day Out. I was like, they haven't been called First Day Out in like 2 years now.
Yeah. Cause I remember when like the demo for First Day Out was out
Mm,
and then like I saw Deal With It and I was like, wait, what band is this? Cause it like flipped. So, but you
mm.
were also in Deal With It, right? Or no?
No, I was never in deal with it. I just
Okay.
lived with the dudes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're not
But
in
yeah,
Cirrus either.
not in serious. Yeah. But like I'm the cheerleader.
Yeah.
I've been there from day one watching every practice because it's in my living room. I'm just like, yeah, go Cirrus. That band is probably the coolest band ever. Like, I feel like, when people follow what they like and like don't follow like a trend or like don't do anything to like for any reason, like just for the fact that they love it, it makes the coolest things ever. Like, I would have never in a million years been like, yo, I love like a blackened hardcore project. Or at this point, they're just making black metal,
It's
but
just
it's
black metal.
so good. It's so fucking good. That's because that's what they like. They're all in the car listening to black metal. And
That's
like, it's the coolest band.
what's crazy. So I was listening to it and like you don't hear a lot of like American bands that do that. A lot of it
Mhm.
comes from like scary parts of Europe,
Yeah,
or Quebec, coincidentally.
really? Okay.
There's a lot of black metal here, but it's like sketchy black metal.
Hmm. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, but like hearing black metal like from Atlanta is so strange, but it sounds
Hmm.
just like what you would hear from like Europe.
Yeah, dude, and it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
That's why I was looking at the page for Knife Wound and I was like, all
Mhm.
these playlists. And I was like, there's no way that these members are also in all of these bands.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no, those are just our friends. Like I was
Okay.
like when I made like the Spotify, I was like, all right, I want to put all like my favorite Atlanta bands on like on our like artist playlists. And so
Yeah.
like I just made like little playlists for all of them. And I was like, yeah, they're mad cool bands in Atlanta. Like, like we travel a lot and like if people hear us, like I want them to hear the rest of Atlanta because I was like, even if you don't like us, Atlanta has something that you're gonna like. Like
Yeah.
we have everything at this point. It's so sick.
It's true. Well, Atlanta's a big city, but
It is a big city.
even back when I was a kid, we always looked up to Atlanta for like bands and stuff because,
Mm-hmm.
it was like they had a bigger scene, better
Mm-hmm.
musicians. I'll say better musicians. It's
I
just because
mean,
all of
Savannah's
us look,
had
yeah.
some good bands in the last couple of years. Like, dude, Defiant Path was like a good
I was
straight edge
about to
band.
say Defiant
Dude,
Path is sick.
that band is forever. I'm forever in debt to them. They took us on our first tour. We were supposed to like just go to Florida with like some bands and it fell through. And they were having a tour with Fixed View. And they were like, you can just come play with us. I know you don't have like any music or like you've played like one show, but hop on our tour because y'all are our friends. And I was like, yo, fuck it, let's go. And it was such a good time. Like, yeah, Defiant Path, Long Way Down was a good band. Uh, there's a new band, Street Sweeper, which is like a power violence
Oh
band.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're pretty cool from Savannah. What else is coming out of Savannah? Those are like the three that I like think of, but yeah.
Agonize.
Agonize. Yeah. They were on that
Agonize.
show. They were on that show with I think Stampede and like Insanity, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's where I saw the name Stampede. I was like, where did I
Hmm.
see that name before? But it was from
Yeah.
the Insanity.
Awesome Atlanta band. Awesome Atlanta band.
So Atlanta's got they've been popping in the past few years. I need to get back down there soon, but
Yeah.
it's
Come on
expensive.
down.
It's
It
expensive.
is. I mean, you know
He's
what? It's not terrible. Like, I thought, I was like, yo, this shit's getting expensive. And then I went to California and I was like, this shit, Atlanta's doing just fine. I was like,
yeah,
Atlanta's doing just fine. I was like, yeah, this is,
but
like, I don't know how people live like that.
you ain't trying to pay $6 a gallon for gas.
Dude, I saw that and straight up almost just like went on, like, I just went postal. I was like, there's no way that like I gotta fill like to fill up this van is like $200 or whatever. It's like, dude, this is insane.
Yeah,
Like, we
even
went to
here,
get like we went to like get food in like LA at like some like it's like just some small like little mom and pop restaurant. They tried to charge us like $20 for like six chicken wings. And I was like, dude, I'm going to choke someone. Like, this is not real. This is like a fever dream. Why is a six piece $20? For what? Are these chickens gonna make me fucking fly? No, they're regular pigeon sized chicken wings for $20. I think we should just get rid of California. Keep the bands. They got good bands, but the rest
yeah,
of the shit, get rid of it.
just move all the bands to Texas, and then
Yeah, for sure.
it's like the same essentially, but cheaper.
Yeah. Texas rocks. I love Texas. Love Texas. I want to go back immediately. But
So I want to shout out. I have to shout somebody out.
mm,
Edward from Ballista.
yeah, shout out to
Whenever
Ballista.
I was trying to get a contact for Knife Wound, and I said, "Yo, I know that you guys play with Knife Wound quite a bit.
Hmm.
Who should I reach out to?" And he sent me your Instagram. So shout out to
Oh yeah,
Edward.
shout out to Edward,
He's
dude.
the
That whole party of people is awesome.
yeah.
All of Ballista are like, we love them to death. They they showed us a really good time on the West Coast, and like they were just fun to be around every day.
They came up here for a fest. They played Hold Your Ground like kind of last minute
Hmm.
with Terena, and then they did some shows going back home like with
Hmm.
through the Midwest. They were so fun to hang out with for like the
Hmm.
one night that we were chilling, and then the next day they came to the fest and moshed for like every band.
Yeah,
Like Rivers moshed the entire time, and I have no
yeah.
idea how they had that much energy.
River, she's a crazy mosher,
Crazy.
crazy mosher. Rob, underrated mosher. Like you'll look up and you go, "Hey, is that Rob?" And he's just fucking some kid up. I was like, "Oh shit, that's Rob." Underrated mosher.
My friends played. They have like a grunge kind of rock alt band, like very like Soul Blind style.
Hmm.
Rivers in the pit mosh. I've never seen anyone mosh for this band ever.
Awesome.
She's in the pit like destroying people. I was like, this is crazy.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, shout out Ballista.
No, for real. Shout out the boys. So yeah, we that band's awesome. That band is so awesome. They just
um,
keep getting better. Like their latest release is fucking awesome.
it's
It is
very good.
crazy. Yeah.
I'm excited for them to come back and play some shows. Hopefully it's soon.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
they didn't make it to Montreal, but I feel like it would be fun to have them here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe Knife Wound too. We'll see. We'll see how it
Yeah.
happens.
Hey, it's listen, we're going to Canada anytime. We'll go anywhere anytime. You say, yo, we got a venue in Guantanamo Bay. I'd be like, can you get us $100? We'll be there. Fuck it. I don't care. We like that weird. That's the thing. Like Knifewound was like when it was like conceived was like, all right, you like hardcore? Yeah. You go to shows? Yeah. Are you willing to crash out and like not be at home for 3 months? It was like, yeah, all right, cool. You're in the band. Like that was like the whole thing. It was like, do you have any responsibilities? And if the answer is yes, you cannot be in this band. It was like all we want to do is just not be in Atlanta. Like we just want to be in other places. So if you're like, yo, dude, like we got a show in Chernobyl, we'll give you $100. We're like, damn, yo, let me get a mask and we'll play. Fuck it.
Let me get a
Like,
mask.
let me get an N95. We'll play. I don't care.
Damn. Yeah, get your passports. That's all
Yeah, straight up.
that's all I gotta say about that. Just
Straight
get the
up.
passports. Get the passports.
Yeah.
Doing vocals instead of drums. How you feel? You like
I
that?
love it. I love it. I get to fucking run around and talk shit and there's no I don't practice. I just go to the show. When we're practicing at the house, I don't have to like practice instruments. I can just point at people and go, "What are you doing?" It's awesome. I love being a vocalist. I don't have to, my gear is a microphone, and sometimes I help carry the merch. It
Yep.
is the sickest thing. Drums, you gotta have your fucking your gear bag, your cymbal bag, and your if you're not back, you gotta get the stands, and they always want you to backline, so you gotta bring the kit, and it's a whole thing. Vocals, I get to do yap, and
Yep.
I love yapping. It's fucking awesome.
I like just rolling up with this in my back pocket, and
Yup.
it's just, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, straight up. Oh, yeah, we're having a gig, I guess. Here's my microphone. We just plug in.
It's
But
funny.
so awesome.
Front of house is like, oh, you have your own mic. It's like, yeah, boss, I ain't spitting into the same mic that everybody else has been spitting into.
Oh
And
yeah.
he's like, okay.
No, I straight up will like have my own mic. And then like I'll go on tour and it'll be the thing that I leave. And I'll just be like,
Mhm.
bro, this is insane. My one piece of equipment, I lose it. But yeah, like every day of like tour, I'm like going up to the mic with like a disinfectant wipe. So
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
hell yeah.
one of y'all motherfuckers got something, and we got like 30 more days on the road. I just
Yeah.
hate being sick on the road. I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna be the soccer mom with the disinfectant wipe and wipe all the mics down because some of y'all ain't brush your teeth and I can smell it. Like,
So with the amount that y'all tour, you have a tour hack. What's your main like? I gotta do this on every tour, or else I'm gonna go crazy.
Um, me, I'm a sleeper. Like everybody hates me in the van because I snore like crazy and I sleep everywhere. Like if I'm in the passenger seat for more than 5 minutes and nobody says anything, I'm just gonna turn into a lawnmower. It's awesome. Tour hacks. Um, I don't know. We're really fortunate to like live by a Hertz that like gives us really cheap vans. So I guess like a hack, find a good place to get a van. Um, mm, hacks. Make friends. I don't know. Like don't
That's like,
try not to get as many hotels as you think. Sleep in the van or something. Sleep at people's houses. I don't know. Hacks. There's sometimes places have self checkout. Sometimes places don't have cameras. Do with that what you will. Um,
scan swaps. You be pulling scan
yeah,
swaps.
maybe. I mean, allegedly,
Allegedly.
dude. It's so funny from tour. Like we'll like go to like a Walmart and I'll browse in like I don't know. Like I'll be like, yo, I need like a toothbrush, and then like I'll make my way over to like the skincare section. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just look at these lotions or whatever, and I'm fuck around. I got like a bag of just like fucking like every moisturizer, every like fucking cream, dude. I've got like a dude. You would not think like a hardcore dude lives in my bathroom. You think like some like fucking like diva it lives in there. I've got so much like skincare products and like different like $20 deodorants, and it's like, yo, man, I'm gonna take a look at all this expensive toiletries and cosmetics. And I'm like, dude, I'm in the van. I'm like, yo, have you ever used like, rose water, vitamin C serum? And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, they had it at the Walmart. Why not?
Yeah, he's not stealing the things that are like high value. Well, he realizes the high value. That's what I'll say.
Oh yeah. I'm
Self
like, yo,
care.
if I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna take something with taste. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be pampered in that fucking van.
Hey, y'all
With
tried this
cucumbers in my
Davidoff?
eyes.
Y'all tried this Davidoff cologne?
Right? I'm walking out to Walmart with the Spider-Man colognes and shit. Yo, I want to smell like Michael Jordan cologne? Dude, this is awesome.
Yo, Michael Jordan cologne. I want to know what that smells like.
Dude, it smells like unpaid child support. That's exactly what the fuck it smells like. It smells like every deadbeat ever. This shit is horrible. But hey,
Oh,
it's better than musty.
that's
Like,
true.
dude, it's better than musty.
Have you had to have
Dude,
a
yeah.
talk with anybody to be like, you need to scent up because
Yeah, a little bit. I won't throw anybody under the bus, but we've got two stinky motherfuckers in the back of the van every tour. And I'm like, all right, listen, get in the fucking shower. Like we're staying at a nice house hotel. We have Planet Fitness. Like, yo, I'm gonna need you to hit the not the speed stick. I need you to hit the degree. I need you to hit the hard 82-hour shit. Straight aluminum. I need you to put that shit on. Put the Michael Jordan cologne on.
yeah, spray the Michael
Go
Jordan.
for it. Like, dude, yeah, sit the fuck up. Like, yeah, we've had to have a couple like, yo, the back of the van smell like corn chips, and it's from you. Like, we've had to do that a couple times.
Not the corn chip smell. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, but we'll get the little air fresheners. Like we'll throw like a tree back there, which will like kind of like kills all the bad odor for a good like week.
I can't go like if I go more than like 36 hours without a shower.
Oh yeah,
I can't. It hurts.
It feels awful. Like when I first moved into like this new spot I'm at, like I don't know why, but the water just wasn't on. And like I kept calling the water people. I was like, yo, I have money. You can just please turn the fucking water on. And then like they would come out and be like, yeah, your water is on. And I was like, no, it's fucking not. So like I went like a week where I was like, I had to drive to the fucking gym to go shower. And it was like, dude, I feel like shit. And then they're like, yeah, you can turn your water on yourself. It's just like a little valve or whatever. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, they don't tell you these things in school. I don't know how to work a water heater. I'm a 23-year-old fucking city slicker. They don't tell you these things. I did not grow up doing these things. So I went like a week where I'm just like, yo, man, this is my time to go shower. I'm going to go drive 20 minutes, then go hop in this tiny cold shower. And dude, it sucked, but I got water.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
The whenever you can feel the buildup, that's like the worst part.
Oh, that's awful. Yeah. It's gross. Like you feel like you just need to like pull your skin off. It's awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, on the road, we're a pretty hygienic band. I think we definitely are like really big on like, yo, get your trash out. Cause like our first couple tours, it's the back of the van. The back of the van has no fucking morals. There was
throwing
like
them under the bus right now.
Literally and figuratively throwing them under the bus. It will be in the back of I'll look in the back of the van. I'll be like, why does it smell like that? And there's fucking Greek food from like a week ago, just like under a seat. Half eaten, just going nuts. And I'm like, dude, that's garlic in there. That's like onions. That shit's kicking. And I forgot. The fuck you forget? You smell it. Come on now.
Yo, feta cheese on its own like already smells.
It smells. It's fire, but it's kicking.
It stinks. Yeah, it stinks.
Now, 4 days later, just sitting under a seat, nah.
That's cursed.
Get it together. It's awful. Like our first couple tours we grew shit in the van. I'm not gonna lie. It was bad.
People went into the herds like, what did you do?
Yeah. I was like, why are they mushrooms growing from under the van? It's only been a week. But yeah, no, we locked in. We clean up. We'll throw the trees. It got real bad one time, and we I think we were like in Indiana, and Jasper from like Defiant Paths and Street Sweeper was playing drums for us. And like he just kind of snapped. He was like, yo, it fucking stinks. This van is gross. Everybody out of the van. And we're gonna clean the whole van out. And it was like we literally like cleaned out the whole van. We took all the garbage out. We like ran the vacuum and shit. And then we got real dramatic and we got like 5 black ice trees.
Hell yeah.
And put them through the van. And that we all like basically got ourselves sick because of like, I guess one of them is like fine for like a car. If you put 5 of them, you're going to create like a deadly fume that will like rot your brain. And so we're just like driving down the interstate and we're just like, everybody's eyes are red and fucking watering because we just like have like this hard bleach smell that's going through the van. And we're just like, yo, dude, I think we did a little too much. People are like all fucking like basically sick, poisoned or whatever from like, putting 6 air fresheners in your fucking row.
Yeah,
Well,
that's that I think that y'all might have hit the limit.
yeah. Shout out Defiant Path though. Awesome people.
I'm supposed to talk with Ethan.
Hell yeah.
We need to reschedule because we had a hiccup, but
Okay.
shout out Defiant Path. I'm just happy that there's a band that sounds like that that's from Savannah.
Yeah. I want them to do something. I want them to either like come back, play more shows, or I just want more. I want more from them. They're so awesome. Like everything they put out's been so sick. I miss playing shows with them.
We need more youth crew bands.
Yeah, for sure. More bands that are fast and old school.
Mm-hmm.
More old school everything, honestly.
And straight edge. Straight edge
Yeah.
being straight edge in Savannah is not easy.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. I could imagine. Yeah, shout out to Straight Edge. Straight Edge bands are cool.
Straight up.
Yeah, we've got a couple of good like upcoming straight edge bands in Georgia. We've got like this Identity Shock band. They're fucking sick. True Name and 18th Amendment. Not like a shameless plug. Like they're good bands. We've got this band Immortal Weapon, which is like they're from Macon, kind of.
Whoa, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really funny because it's this kid. His name is Harris, and he's like I think he just turned 18. Like his band came out when he was like 17,
Damn.
and it's mad fucking cool. Like super young kids, and they're just like making like it's just like I don't know. It's kind of like Strife Worship. It's like you got a little bit of like some new school stuff, but like we've got like young kids making like cool shit. Yeah, that's it. They just dropped an EP. Okay. Yeah, mad cool dudes. And it's like, dude, these kids are gonna like do something cool because like they're 17 with a cool straight edge band now, dude. At like 24, they're gonna be like going crazy. They're like booking shows and making now.
That's crazy.
Like it's so crazy. Mad cool dudes.
I'm gonna have to hit them up then. Immortal Weapon. We're gonna have to have a chat.
Yeah, for sure.
I gotta see what's going on in Macon. That's nuts. I've never even played a show in Macon. Yeah,
we played the first show that like they put on in Macon, and it was actually good. It was like a good like 80 kid turnout. People were moshing, had a good time. They stayed all night. Like it was a good show, and like they had like a couple other shows there, like booked by a child, like booked by a kid who has to go to school in the morning.
A literal child.
It's so awesome. I think he's 18 now. I think he's now an adult. But at the time, I was like, that is a 17-year-old who's got class in the morning, and he's like, yo. I got a hardcore gig y'all want to play. I was like, absolutely. Like, that's so awesome.
What's crazy to me is seeing like, so I feel like you and these kids, like y'all are lucky because when y'all are coming into high school, TUI, all that shit is out. Like it's crazy, super accessible. When I was in high school, man, it was like a day to remember and like whack, like easy core and pop punk was like really big. So I had to go through the scene kid route to get to hardcore, and we were not cool. Like we were playing some fucking shit music, and then like once we played shows enough and found like the bands that would travel through, like I remember Agitator came through one time, and my band got booked, like double booked on a bill, and luckily we played with them, and I got to hear that shit, and I was like, oh,
that's awesome.
Like what is this? And then like it's just like I'm very jealous.
I started in the scene stuff too. Like I definitely had to like go through that before I found hardcore. Right. But like I didn't like play in like any scene bands. Like
it was the worst.
I like fucked around with my friends with like making like stuff like that, but like never had any like proper like scene bands. But like I grew up listening to like Devil Wears Prada, Emir, like all those bands. And then eventually, like, just like through like a YouTube rabbit hole, I just started to like make my way over to like the cooler stuff. And I was like, all right, whoa, this band's cool.
The cooler stuff, like As I Lay Dying.
Yeah, underrated. Like
underrated.
Dude, I love like the old school like metalcore revival that's like happening. It's so good. Like all those like Connecticut bands are just incredible. I love it. I'm so here for it. Dude, that new Balmora track, like those two tracks, the fucking Since My Beloved tracks, both of them insane split. Insane. Like, I'm so happy that like this is like what's like a trend right now, like what's cool. Cause like it's a good fucking trend. Good fucking bands. All of them are insane.
I'm
Like,
here for it. I like seeing the non-cringe version.
Oh yeah.
Because I was there for the cringe.
Yeah, I remember. I was there. I remember watching every video like, like my pants need to be that tight? Okay.
I
Like,
need that colorful of a shirt. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, damn, dude. That V-neck is kind of deep, but
the deepest.
Now it's awesome. Mad cool. Love it. Shout out all the Connecticut bands.
What is Knife Wound / Life of Pain? What do y'all have coming up that you got to shout out?
Knife Wound, we're getting ready to announce our release show in a few days. That's going to be mad cool. We got House of Disorder. Shout out to Yoon and Disorder Vinyl for having us on. Life of Pain, I'm going to go write with them and like this afternoon. So like we're just chilling right now. Like everybody's like working on their other bands, but they're about to come back and like we're writing like a new EP. So like we just all been like working on other stuff, but it's coming out. More touring. That's it. Like I don't think Life of Pain is going to be touring too much, but like Knife Wound, I think we're trying to just keep going. Like more touring, going everywhere we haven't been, going everywhere we have been. Like I don't know. I love touring, so like touring all year.
Well, Kanu, thank you so much for chilling. Thanks for it was a lot of stories. It's good. I'm very
Hell yeah.
I'm very stoked on this conversation. But
dude, thanks for having me. This has been cool. I like started my day at a reasonable time today. I feel good. I'm gonna go do something.
It's refreshing. You have the whole rest of your day.
Dude, it's awesome. I love waking up before noon.
Before we go, what's your favorite city for beans and breakdowns?
Like for beans and breakdowns, probably Dallas. I love Dallas. Dallas is the coolest place. Dallas. Dallas wins. Shout out to Dallas.
Dallas got mad bands.
They got mad bands. They got mad food. They got mad women. They have everything. They have everything. Dude, if I ever leave Atlanta, if I ever go missing, I'm in fucking Dallas, Texas.
Damn.
Like, yeah. Shout out to Dallas.
Shout out Ballista. No,
shout out to Ballista and Soledad, Gagging Order, and Dysmorphia, and every creeping death. You know, Frozen Soul, Power Trip. Dude, Texas has just got like an endless list. Dude, yeah. Dude, so many good bands from fucking Texas. Oh man, I wish I could remember. Dude, we played there and like, I have to find the name of this band, but they opened the show and it was like clearly some really young kids and they were playing like a death metal set and it was so fucking awesome. I have to find the flyer and send it to you. But they were like really young kids. Like they looked like they just took their backpacks off and like put the chocolate milk away. Like, and then they just pulled out some fucking axes with like bullet straps and were just like basically playing like Dying Fetus worship. And I was like, it's only 5:30 in the afternoon. What the fuck's going on? This is crazy.
I need to see that. That sounds dope.
I'll find the band. I want to remember what they were called. They were so good.
Man, Texas is just, it's so different. Like everything's crazy out there. Like it's wild.
Dude, I love it. I want to go back every single day.
Man. Yep. I can't wait to get back. I want to play some shows there for sure.
Absolutely.
But again, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have a productive rest of your day.
You as well. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Beans and Breakdowns. I want to say a huge thanks to Kanu for hanging out on the podcast. Be sure to check out music from Knife Wound and Life of Pain, available on all listening platforms. If you've enjoyed the podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. You can find out more information about the podcast by following us on Instagram at Beans and Breakdowns or on the web at beansandbreakdowns.com. Until next week, be sure to stay caffeinated and wake the fuck up.